about 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, and myself, Malachi, and our dog Ruby, well, kind of Dad's dog, and Dad's behind us in the MUX as well. We've come for a drive out of our local bush area, out Broken Bago State Forest it is, not far from our house at all. We've had a lot of rain recently, so things should be nice and not dusty out here, and nice and green and luscious. A little bit of water around in the creeks and that, so we're going to take on a few local tracks and a cool swimming spot that we know of, which will be flowing after all the rain. We're just getting into our first track now. Well, I've done this one a couple of years back. It's got a couple of little steep hills on it, a couple of mud holes and little creek crossings. Whoa. A little bit of depth out here too, it's knee deep. First little obstacle on the track, this beautiful creek crossing. This is a good thing about this area, like these creeks don't normally flow until you get a heap of rain, and then they'll flow for a couple of months, this nice clear water, but then they'll dry up again if you don't keep getting rain. This one's got a bit of depth, about knee deep. Come through this creek crossing here and then straight up a steep rutted hill climb up the other side. And there's Ruby going for a swim. Absolutely beautiful little creek crossing. This one got a bit of depth in it too, like, you know, not over the bonnet deep, but over the top of your knees. I've got Kai here filming with a little GoPro, giving him something to do. We're just nice and slow through this creek, and then we'll straight up that bank slash steep hill up the other side.
Hi. Ruby?
How'd you go filming? Now you got to get over here. Got a massive mud hole here to contend with. Bit of a fair angle on it now to walk through, and it's very sloshy in there. There is a bypass track, but I just wanted to have a little bit of fun. I'll put this locker in, go second gear, because once that front gets in, I'm just going to floor it.
Poor Ruby.
Woo! Well, I did a job on the car. It's not too bad. So much fun out here. It wasn't too bad getting through that mud hole there, but the good thing is we got fresh water straight after it, so I can wash my car off and get the mud off everything. I'm not really a fan of mud, like it's horrible for your car. I always try and avoid it if I can, but every once in a while you gotta have a little bit of fun. The good thing was there was like this freshwater creek running through, so straight after I could just plough in again to the fresh water and get that mud out from your brakes and bearings and everything. Dad's coming down next. He's gonna skip that mud hole up there and then come through all this water. We're out of that track now. It's only a couple of k's long. Good bit of fun. That track is off Bago Road. So Bago Road turn onto Greg's Road, which heads out of the forest, and it's the second right off Greg's Road. Other than that, I don't know. But yeah, there's so many fun tracks out in this area. People often do ask me, they're coming to this area, where's some good place to go forward driving. the best couple of places are Broken Bago State Forest out behind Warhope, so you can come out Bago Road and turn right at the industrial area and head out there. There's like a three-way split. Head out through there, there's tracks everywhere. Or out the other side of town at the cemetery, you can turn the cemetery and head out the back of there, and the tracks out there everywhere too. So that's kind of like a good area to come forward driving around this place. We're very hot and sweaty now. We're going to head through, it's about 4 o'clock. We're going to head through to our favourite local secret swimming. How good does this place look, Kai? Absolutely beautiful here. This place is amazing after rain. Give it a couple of months of no rain, it'll dry up again, but once you have a heap of rain, just like all this water flowing down to this beautiful clear hole there. Was it worse than when we were here last time? Looks pretty bad from the bottom, but
this here looks alright.
that looks alright there once you get closer. I just thought that big boulder there was pretty big, but you can mount that alright. That left line's pretty full on. Finished up at our swimming spot. We come only about 10-15 minutes away to this pretty nasty hill climb. They actually did this on four-wheel drive action a year or two back. Now, I haven't driven up it before, but we came out here in Dad's MUX one day and got it up. A little bit of spinning and line changing and that, but it got up without any winching. But the track is definitely a little bit worse. You got a left line there and a right line. The left line, those steps are massive. It definitely looks pretty nasty there. So we might go the right line, which is still a fair bit as well. And then you got a big step up the top there. I picked our lines. We'll give it a crack and see what happens. I find when I watch my videos back, I've noticed my absolute favourite saying is first gear low range, and now I've also added in rear locker. So first gear low range, rear locker in. I find that I'm better off putting the rear locker in when you know you're on like a hill that's going to be challenging, rather than waiting till you spin to a stop and then putting it in, but then you've spun to a stop and then you got to try and take off from where you are. So you're better off getting all the traction you can in the first place. Swing around this tree here and then back out onto the main track. Oh Jesus, I went close to that tree there. Onto this next big step now. I'm going to go the right hand line and just try and climb straight up it and see what happens. Alright, wasn't too bad. I do apologise that I repeat myself over and over again with all my favourite sayings, with first gear low range being the biggest one. I'll try and make an effort not to. It's only a short little hill that, by a bit of a diversion off the main track, but good fun. That's up next in the MUX. Right hand down as far as you can, and then go back about 2 feet. Stop. Left hand down. Left. You're going to come this way. You're going to climb this rock over here. So left. Fair bit more yet. Keep going. That way. Yep. Just go back and do it in one motion. Yeah, hold that lock. Don't move your hands. Straight up at that, like in one go. Have you hit that button? See if that does anything.
I've been like, so you got here and you got, there it is off, written off.
Yeah.
And I press that.
So
And
maybe put it.
because we want it on, don't we?
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Try that.
Well, try the opposite of what you always do, because what you always do does nothing. So
Yeah.
try the opposite. You're on a winch, or you can't. I can't see you going anywhere from where you are.
Right.
Unless you go back down and realign, but
I'm straight in the hole.
you're just straight in a hole on your passenger side.
Make it roll.
Got a tree trunk protector, soft shackle, blanket, and we're good. So hot out here. We've got a big storm coming in as well. I can see the rain coming, summer afternoon storm. Absolutely dripping in sweat here. But yeah, we're up that hill now. Just had to winch that up that last step. Just taking various tracks on our way back out of here now. Oh, wait. There's that slip in there. I think I need to realign. Got this big rut to straddle here, but the back just started to slip in, then I missed. We're on our way out of here now. We're not too far from the main road. Down, that's probably the last challenging bit. Couple little creek crossings, which will be good to wash some of the mud off when we're out of here. This thing has so much flex in the rear now with that rear sway bar gone. That's kind of max flex there now. You can see that spring still holding up there. It's probably, you can go too much more. You might need those spring holder things. I forget what they're called now, but like that come up so it can't pop out so easily. It's always like a bit of a joke. Oh, check out my sick flex, but it makes such a difference off-road. The more flex you have, it's honestly crazy. So that's maxed out the flex on that side, and then there it is tucking up in on that side. They just scrub on the rear at full flex, and then obviously being independent front suspension, there's not as much suspension travel in the front. You know, you don't have that solid axle where the whole thing moves with it. The axles move independently on the front. So there's kind of front one flexing, and then there's the other side. Got a nice little creek crossing here, help wash some of that mud off, and then we're just about out of here. Back home now. Such an awesome afternoon out. We're only gone sort of 4 hours, but always a good reminder of how much fun you can have on your local tracks not too far from home. You don't have to always travel far to have a lot of fun in a four-wheel drive. Car's quite dirty, I'm definitely gonna have to give it a bit of a wash tomorrow, but the underside's all clean at least. I got the mud off all the brakes and hubs and everything underneath going through those creeks fast. Quick product review on the suspension, because this is probably one of my most commonly asked questions. What do I think of the suspension I'm running, which is the Ironman Foam Cell Pro lift kit. It's 50mm lift, so I'll just try and, like, you know, from time to time quickly go through a product that I'm using, but I am very happy with the Ironman suspension. Now, full disclosure, the Ironman suspension was sponsored. They sponsored me a bit of gear, but they just said, here's the gear, have fun, see you later, nothing else. Like, they never said I had to do anything or say anything. If I get sponsored saying I don't like it, then I'm never going to lie and say, oh yeah, it's great, when it's not. Generally, most of the stuff I've had I've liked. There's been a couple of things and I just kind of keep my mouth shut about them. I don't really say anything, but if people ask me, then I'll, you know, tell them the answer. But the suspension is something that I'm very happy with. I had Tough Dog suspension before, and this definitely outdoes that by quite a long way. Very smooth and rides well on the road, and off-road it handles well, handles big hits, and has plenty of travel in it. So something that I am very happy with.
She messed around with a bloke named Smokey. She loved him, though he was cold. He took her down to Chinatown and showed her how to kick that gong around. Hidey, 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 hidey. Woman in the knee. Whoa.
Pa's causing the usual scene. Hey Kai, you know what we should do? Tell someone to give him a diff lock, because he can't afford one at the moment, so tell someone to sponsor him one, so he won't have to spend so long getting him up every hill.